Well, good to see everybody today. Thanks for jumping into our webinar. We'll give everybody just a few more minutes to get in here, and we are recording this so we can always send it out later. So welcome everybody. Glad to have you in here. On this beautiful Thursday, Friday's Eve as I call it, morning. We'll just pat a few more times here. Hopefully everybody's having a great fall. It feels like fall, at least now, when you walk out in the morning or in the evening. It's a little bit of a change there. Great, we've got a few more, and we'll just give maybe one more minute, and then we can always send the recording. But glad to have everybody in here again. I'm Todd with Wow Video Tours. And excited to talk to you about a new feature that we have that is called Titus, which is a pay at close option. So Titus is actually a vendor we've been speaking with now for quite a few months, and we think that they have a great product to solve a need that you all have. So excited to talk about that. We'll go over basically what it is and the relevance of it now, and then a demo of how it will work. It's very simple in the portal. And then we'll take some questions if there are any, and then we'll let you all back to your beautiful Thursday. So we'll go ahead and we'll get going here. We're about 5 after. And wanted to welcome all of you. Again, my name's Todd Kivimaki. I'm the founder and the owner of Wow Video Tours. And we are going to talk about Titus today. So Titus is a company that we have partnered with, and they offer pay at close options for realtors. So we are excited about that. Nick, the co-founder of Titus, he comes from a real estate background. His mother's a realtor, his brother's a realtor, and he was in technology and saw this need for a pay at close option. So he was in a technology space, and he has co-founded this company to bring a great solution, or what we think is a great solution. We hope it brings, or I guess we hope it brings that solution to you, and it's useful for all of you. The brief overview of what Titus is Titus is basically allowing you to defer paying for any of your media until close. So you click pay at close, and then at that point, if you are on a pay before download where you need to normally pay, that will bypass. So everything will be unlocked for you, and you will have the media to use and to market the property. And then the cool thing is Titus has a system to track all of these closings, and they will then coordinate that repayment at closing in the settlement statement. So some things that when Nick came to me and approached me several months ago and asked about this partnership, I thought it was super relevant. I mean, we see that days on market are increasing for all of you, and we know what that means. It means a couple of things. One, those are more days until you get paid, and this is my 20-something year of doing this, and my math's not working very well right now. So 20-something. And I know it's common over the years that when there's a payment, it's like, oh, I have this closing next Tuesday. Can I get you back next Tuesday? And we feel as though Titus is a fabulous solution for that, because you're not juggling and you're not carrying so much. A stat that Nick told me that probably all of you know because you're realtors is a realtor carries 5 times the credit card balance as a normal consumer in America in 2025. And that was something that really stuck out to me. I thought, wow, 5 times. Like, that is, now I understand why it's like, hey, I've got that closing on the 14th, or I have the closing 3 Tuesdays from now. So we thought this was extremely relevant considering days on market increasing. And we've heard from some of you, and we understand that when days on market increase, that when you go to order your media, I understand the conundrum. It's like, hey, I'm pushing 5 times the credit card balance as a normal American along. And it's like when I go to order, we don't want you to feel restrained on the order page. We know the impact, and we've heard from you the impact that professional video, agent on camera, drone, 3D tours, increasing your floor of marketing can do for you. And we feel that it's even more important in 2025 with days on market increasing. Better media will help you market this property, and not only market this property, but while you're marketing this property at an increased level than any of your competition, and you have the flexibility to not have to worry about paying for it now, you're gonna market yourself and have those, I know you all call them listing babies, right? We love babies around here. I have 3 kids myself. I love kids. We want you to have as many listing babies as possible. So that is, and again, that's your guys' term. So I hope I'm using that in the correct context, but I've heard from many of you call them listing babies, and we want you to get those 5 listings from 1 listing. And that means using more professional media, putting your face on camera, all those great things. So we really feel that Titus is going to bridge this gap for you, as to where it's like on the order page, you'll have the flexibility to say yes to better marketing for more listing babies. Those are the babies that actually they feed you. You don't have to feed them. They don't wake you up in the middle of the night, hopefully. Hopefully your sellers don't. I'm sure some of you have those stories that a seller called in the middle of the night, but hopefully not as bad as like my middle. Grant, I love him. He was colicky, but wow. Okay. All right. Let me get back on track. So let's talk about the benefit of Titus for all of you. 1, no upfront cost for the media. Again, as I mentioned, you're going to pick what you want and what you need to market the property. Number 2, you're going to free up your cash flow. Okay, so there's some things that I understand. Not everybody accepts Titus, and there's some things you need to do to market the property, to launch a property, to market your business. And paying at close for your media will free up your cash flow for those other items. Another thing is peace of mind. I'm sure probably one of the questions you guys have is, what if the listing doesn't sell? And Titus has great flexible options for those. We might as well cover them right now because it is probably the number 1 question I get, or number 2 question we get about Titus. But if the listing doesn't close, you have a couple of options. 1, you can push that bill, that invoice, to another listing if you have one. Okay, so you're able to take a listing that has fallen out and you're able to push it to another listing you have. If you do not have another listing, essentially Titus is a 6-month loan where you will repay them at the end of 6 months. And there's a good chance that in that 6-month period, if you get another listing, that you will get another listing, and then you can defer those payments and move those to that listing. Finally, we wanted this to be simple for you all. We understand the definition of a realtor is a problem solver. We didn't want to bring you one more problem. We wanted to make this simple for you. It is fully integrated into your portal. It is very simple. You'll have the option to say, hey, I either want to pay now like you are currently, or I want to pay at close after Titus launches. So it's going to be very simple for you. All right, we're going to come over to a demo here. And let me go ahead and share my screen with you. I've got a few screenshots here that we will show you how it's done. Okay, here we are. Okay, so here is the way the payment flow is going to work. When you go to pay for your media, once you click pay, you are going to have the payment screen pop up. And when this pops up, you will have an option to pay now or pay at close, pay 0 now. And when you select pay 0 now for the first time, you're going to have to give Titus a little bit of information. The first thing you need to do is you're going to input your phone number and they're going to send you a PIN code. Okay, so this is just to verify you are who you are. From there, then if this is your first time, you're going to need to give them a little bit of information about yourself. Your name, first and last, just the last 4 digits of your social security number and your date of birth, and then click you are a real estate agent. Now, another very frequently that I get, frequently asked question, is does Titus affect my credit score? And it even says it on here, it does not. There will be no impact to your credit score. It's not a hard pull. There's nothing. In fact, the co-founder, Nick, he's done it 73 times. He's applied for Titus under his own social security number, and none of them showed up on his credit. Okay. So I understand how fickle that can be, and don't mess with my credit. We don't want to mess with your credit. We love credit around here. Titus will not impact your credit score. Then you'll have to give just a little bit more information on the first time you fill out this form. So your license number, state, put in your brokerage name, your email there. Let them know if you work through an LLC or an S Corp, and then just put in your address. Okay, so some quick personal information. Input the listing details there. You need to give a list price or a list price estimate. The list price is how they are going to determine how much credit you qualify for. And then finally add the listing agreement start date in there. You hit OK, and then for many of you, you will instantly get a response. Okay, so in this case, the example is you've been approved. You have, we can see here on the screen that we have $1,500 in purchasing power. And this individual happened to qualify for a 0% interest rate. All right. Now, I will say that interest is based on your credit score. And the first question or second question I had for Nick at Titus is I said, what is the common interest rate? Because we did not want to put this in here, and we did not want to impose on you a 20-something% interest rate. Okay, that does no good for anyone. Interest rates will vary, again, based on your credit score, between 0 and 8.5%. All right, so 0 to 8.5%, you will see it right away. And at this point, you might want to say, hey, Todd, I'd like to just see what I qualify for. You can go all the way to this point, and you still don't have to use pay at close. So if you don't like what you see here, you can continue this, and then when we get back to the next screen, you just click pay now. You don't have to use it. So that is an option for you. Many of you, good credit's going to have little or no fee. And the way you calculate what you will pay back at closing is very simple. Okay, so it's your interest rate. Let's say you get a 5% interest rate and you finance $300. Okay, say your invoice was $300 for your media. It's just a simple $300 times 5%. 3 times 5 is 15. It's $15. So at closing, $315 will come out at closing. Okay, so it's not like it's compounding weekly, monthly. It's very simple math. It is your interest rate times the amount of your WOW invoice, and that is what's taken out at closing. So moving on here, you'll just click agree to terms and conditions and continue. And then right here, we are back at the payment screen, and you will just confirm that you will want to pay with Titus. As I mentioned, if you don't want to pay with Titus, just click the edit button up here. Titus is selected up here. Just click the edit button, and then you can use a credit card. So that you're not tied into it. You still have a choice, but this is a great way for you to see what you qualify for and to see what your interest rate is. Finally, on the screen, you'll click pay with Titus, and 0 is due now. And then after that happens, you will be taken back to the download page, and everything here is unlocked. You'll have links to all of your media, and it's as easy as that, as you will be able to use your media, get it listed and or loaded and listed into the MLS and all the other websites. And Titus does all the work from here. So they will track through this closing. They've built a really cool system to track closings, and that will all be taken care of by them, and they will coordinate that repayment at closing.
Todd, I have a question.
Yes, Pam.
Does that screen come up? Does every particular listing have to be approved over and over again? Or is that a one-time approval process by Titus?
Great questions. So as a first time Titus user, you will need to give that additional information. Once they have that information about you, you'll go in and enter your phone number. They'll send you a PIN code and they know who you are. You'll need to give a little bit of listing information to them because they assess the credit based on the listing price. You won't have to give the brokerage name, your ID or your number. You won't have to give all that. So it's more streamlined the second time you come back and use it.
Perfect.
If you do use it on the same listing, Pam, say that you have a listing and say it comes a season change and you want to reorder some media. You can go back in and you'll still have that credit open on that listing. So you'll actually just go in and select that listing that you want to put on that listing, and you won't have to do anything other than just say, hey, yeah, just put it on the bill for this listing.
And what about like virtual staging invoices, those kinds of things that happen after the original order?
Yeah, fabulous question. So all of that, if you've already opened up a Titus line of credit, when you go to pay for your virtual staging, you'll just click pay at close and you'll select this listing, or it'll automatically be selected. We'll detect, but you'll just confirm that that's the listing you want to put the virtual staging on. And then you'll just click pay now, or pay at close, excuse me. And then everything will be unlocked and you'll have your virtually staged images.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So to make sure I understand that. So that scenario you used, you had a $1,500 approval.
Mm-hmm.
And so far you used 300. And let's say you did 4 staged photos, which adds another $100. I would just tack on to the 300 because you already were approved for more than that. And then the bill just becomes the 400 instead of 300, and they kind of just move on with their day.
Yes, that's correct, Chris. And so we've simplified that 2 different ways. One, we have new simplified virtual staging pricing. All right. So this is a side note. This has nothing to do with Titus, but we've heard from you all. We used to charge you less per photo as you did more photos. And it's like, well, Todd, if I did 4, what is it versus 6 versus 8? We just did it very simple. We reduced the rate on all of them. We gave you the best rate we had. So we gave you the old lowest rate and we just said, hey, it's $25 per any image. So in your example, Chris, if you do $400, you'll just click yes, please put it on this address for this listing. And it will then know that you've spent $300 on your media plus $100 for virtual staging. And then it'll have that $400 invoice on that listing.
Do you know a rough idea? And I don't know if he shared this with you or not, but do you know a rough idea of like what kind of credit score you would need to get a 0%? Did Nick ever give you that information, or?
I think it would have to be high 700s is what I'm guessing on that. I think from some conversations with Nick. So high 700s for that. And, but I believe 80% of applications that they've had were qualified. So, and they're always working to qualify more. So, many of you, even if it's not in that high 700s, it's not to say you won't get a 2, 3, or 4% interest rate. So again, the simple math, even if you get a 4% interest rate, putting that on a $300 invoice, that's $12 it's costing you to say, hey, I'm not going to pay this. I don't want to pay for this now. Take it out of my check at closing for $12. I'll just let you carry the $300. So,
Pam had a question about how do the title companies participate as the closer? Like, so when they go close, does the title company do something, or does Titus know and do it on the back end themselves? How's that work?
Yeah, that's kind of the cool thing with it. That's a great question. Is Titus has built this tech stack to understand all of that. So they're coordinating that with the title company, that all of that happens automatically.
So the agent doesn't need to do anything or alert the title company or anything like that. Titus just handles it all.
Correct. That's all taken care of for you. And the neat thing is the check that you get, that's all your money. So it's not like, oh, now I need to pay back Titus. No, that check is all you. Titus has already been taken care of from there. It's all arranged without you having to do one more thing.
Nice.
Yeah, really nice, Todd. It sounds really great.
Great. Well, we are excited about this. This is not yet launched. We are looking at a November 1st launch date for all of you. So this will be an option. So to come to November 1st, if you want to do what you're doing now, you'll just click pay now and you will not have you'll have the option to pay as you're paying now, but also you'll see a pay later when you go to pay. So that will be November 1st and you will have the option. And we always love to hear from all of you. We hope that this is going to fill a gap and going to allow you to market better, to again, have those listing babies. Let's have lots of listing baby showers if that's a thing. But we are excited for this update for all of you. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate the trust and the partnership over the last 22 years. So excited about that. If you have questions for us, you can reach out to us here. You can reach out to your business development specialist. You can get the support team. And we are always here to help with any questions you might have.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Yeah, thanks for jumping in. That's going to wrap it up for us today. November 1st comes that launch. Keep an eye out for your email for a newsletter coming up. We'll have more information. If you have any questions in the meantime, let us know. We appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your Thursday.
See you, buddy.
Thanks.